You're wasting all of your time. These credit builders are not going to get you serious business capital. So stop wasting your time. Let me guess, you just added that credit builder to your personal credit report and you're thinking that you're going to get $40,000 to $300,000 in funding. And I'm here to tell you right now, that is completely wrong. Banks are they're not accepting that anymore. Now, hold on, before you take my head off or anything like that, I'm going to explain everything right now, because in today's lesson, we're going to break down how these credit builders are not helping you get $100,000 in business funding. So what I want you to do right now is go grab your pen and paper, and without further ado, let's dive in. All right, ladies and gents, business owners, whoever's watching this, I'm just going to break down the reason of why these credit builders are not going to help you get $100,000 in business capital. The banks have really changed up. They're not going for that anymore. And I'm going to start with the story of how I learned this the hard way, so you don't have to learn it the same way I did. So I had a client that came to me, and it was in the food truck industry. I would say it was about maybe like 7-8 months ago. And you know, we worked on their credit report, and they really needed at least over $75,000 to really scale, to get like another truck and things of that nature. And I was like, yeah, sure, I can help you. You know, it's no problem. They had a couple of small credit limits and small personal loans that they had over time. So trying to help them quickly, you know, I advised to, hey, you know, just add AVA. And also, hey, while you're at it, just add Kikoff as well. So this is going to show, you know, credit limits around $1,500 to $3,500. Why? Because it worked before, and, you know, you hear it all the time. So I'm like, yo, it's going to continue to work. So that's what they did. And then as soon as they added it onto their account, and of course, if you have AVA or Kikoff, they pretty much report to your credit report relatively fast. So when it reported to their credit report, I immediately took their credit report, the updated one, and showed it to all of my reps and bank connects, because that's what I do with all of my clients. When you get signed up with me, the next thing that we do is we do a credit analysis, and then after that, a lot of information gets sent to, you know, my business reps, lenders, and also underwriters, to see what the possibilities can be and what are the plan of action, you know, possibly moving forward with this bank, with this bank, with this bank, and things like that. So I did that. I presented the file to the reps and the connects, and literally the next day I got an email. And I'm just paraphrasing, but it did say, thanks, Eric, but we won't continue with this client at all. They were basically saying that the scores were fine, but the report is mostly low-ranking credit builders. And I was like, low-ranking, geez. And they even stated that the underwriters won't take this seriously, especially for this client asking for $75,000+. You want us to make the impossible possible by giving them $75,000 with only credit builders on their credit report. Please refrain and please advise. It was kind of embarrassing because I had to go back to that client and tell them, hey, you know, credit builders aren't going to be the way to go. It's not going to do anything. And I also learned a big lesson that day, because it just hurts, because it wasn't only just me, but I'm trying to help this business owner. And, you know, it took another couple of months or something like that to even get her to sniff over $120,000, you know, in business capital. I did it, but I wish I would have knew, you know, then, hey, maybe I shouldn't have did that. And then I would advise and help them sooner. You know what I'm saying? So, when you see these, you know, credit gurus or who are even me, because I was saying it before on all of my older videos and things like that, tell you, you know, I had a 680 credit score, and the only thing I did was add a credit builder to my credit account, and I got over $40,000 from a credit union. You could do the same thing too. Look, it sounds good, but that's not the wave no more. Now, I don't know every single credit union out there, because there's so many of them. Maybe it might work for the credit union in your backyard, but for the ones that I know, they're not going for that. They're not trying to see. They're like, how much do they want? They want $250,000, and what they have, a $3,500 credit builder trade line from Kikoff. Yeah, okay. Because again, that's not how banks are operating in today's age. These credit builders don't equal to big money. If I had to break it down, I would say credit builders are like training wheels, okay? They help you start, practice, and then show you how you can make on-time payments, or show lenders that you can make on-time payments. But you don't win the bike race with training wheels. You're not going to do it. So banks want to see if you can ride a real bike, all right? Pause. pretty much fast and safe. So that means real limits, real history, and different types of credit you've handled well. Okay, so a credit builder can start you off. A credit builder can definitely start on your file. I'm not telling you to go remove Kikoff or anything like that. I'm not saying that. Okay, but if you really want to unlock 75, 150, $300,000 in funding, what banks want to see now is serious comparable credit, and sometimes even age corporations. Okay, but we'll get into that later. Let's just talk about the comparable credit. Lenders are like coaches picking a player. A good attitude, meaning a good score. The score looks nice, but they need stats, meaning your profile. So they want to see the high scores across the board. So that means that you're going to have to aim for that 700 to 750 range across all three bureaus: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. They also want to see no negatives on the credit report. I don't know how many times I have to reiterate this. That means no late payments, no collections, charge-offs, bankruptcies, you name it. I don't care if it's 9 years old, 8 years old, 10 years old, it has to be removed from your credit report. They want low to no inquiries, okay? A lot of banks are inquiry sensitive. So if you got a bunch of inquiries in the past 3-4 months, they're not going to do anything with you because that seems like it's too close, like you're fishing for credit. So you don't want to look desperate, like you're applying literally everywhere, just begging for an approval. These lenders also want to see high limit primary credit cards in your name, okay? Now, years ago, you can get $3,000, $5,000 limit. It looks fine, 700 credit score, and you can get $150,000. In today's climate, these banks and underwriters want to see at least $25,000 limits or higher on the personal side, and sometimes more than one. So they want to see a diversity on your credit, because if you have a diversity, then that means that you've had loans in the past. You paid them off. They're in great standing. Hey, they're sometimes asking, what were the amounts that you were managing? Okay, I see a $25,000 credit limit right here, but hey, have you ever had a line of credit? Oh, you've had a $5,000, $10,000 line of credit. Those are kind of hard to come by. Somebody granted you that? Oh, okay, great. So that shows that you can handle consumer debt on the personal side. Let's go ahead and 2x that, 3x that on the business side. That is how you start getting these type of approvals without having to go up the river through the mountain, by using credit builders or anything like that, thinking that that's going to cover it, because it's not going to do it anymore. So again, what I need you to do is start from the ground. Okay, so I need you to pull your credit report. I need you to check to see what's going on. Do you have these credit limits? Do you have these respectful, diversity of credit products on your credit report before you start applying for anything? And I know some of you are thinking, well, it's cool. I could just go ahead and go get an AU trade line or something like that, smack that on there, a $50,000 trade line, and I'm going to be all right. Hold on, cowboy, because that might hinder you too. Now, when it comes to authorized user accounts, you have to really use them carefully, because authorized users can definitely help your score. They're still helping people's credit scores. But banks now are starting to remove that from the actual report itself, which is crazy. Because come on now, when these underwriters pull your credit report, these banks know it's not actually your account. If your profile is mostly credit builders and authorized users trade lines, you look weak or even suspicious. Like, is this a CPN? Is this person even real? Like, why does all this stuff right here, they don't have anything on their report? All I see is credit builders and AU trade lines. So let's go ahead and deny them. And of course, disclaimer, I'm not saying AUs will never help you, because they still help a lot of people, even trying to get approvals. I'm saying they don't replace strong primary accounts already in your name. So that's what's actually going to get you the super high limits. So if you want to access $200,000 to $300,000 over time, remember that it's not about your score. It's always going to be about your profile. You can have a 700, 800 score across the board, but if you look suspicious in that report, you're going to get denied, because nobody's going to ask any questions. They don't have time to ask questions. So they're just going to deny you and just go ahead and move on. So what I need you to understand is you have to build primary trade lines with respectful limits. Okay, target 2 or 3 primary cards at $25,000 limits or higher. Try to use these credit unions. You don't have to use Chase, Wells Fargo, Citibank, and stuff like that. Try to use the respectful, credit unions that are all about the people. Navy Federal, First Tech Credit Union, Chevron Credit Union, places like that are going to give you really respectful limits. DCU Credit Union, stuff like that. The next thing I just want to talk about is keeping your utilization low. I know a lot of people tell you 30% or lower is the best, the best time, the best space, but it's really not. In my opinion, keeping it 10% or lower puts you in that 1 percentile. So it shows that you could pay off responsibly. So getting anything on the business side is going to be way easier because you can handle consumer debt on the personal side. The next thing, if you already have credit cards, also ask for credit limit increases. Try to go on those portals, start asking for, respectful limits. Hey, can I get a $20,000 credit limit increase? Shoot for the stars. The worst they can do is, try to counter you with something else. Hey, we can't give you a $40,000 increase, but we can give you $15,000. We can give you $10,000. We can give you $8,000. That's gonna put you at $20,000. So that's gonna really help you, moving forward from there. All right, and then the next step we're talking about, the real mix, keeping at least one installment loan in great standing and adding, a personal line of credit. If you can. I'm not telling you go hunt for personal lines of credit, but that can definitely help you. Because if you have a personal line of credit, getting a business line of credit is way easier to qualify for. But I'm not saying you have to look for that, but just make sure you have, again, the respectful credit card limits, the respectful personal loans paid off or almost paid off in great standing. And if you can find a personal line of credit, helping you get that is going to help you across the board on the business side as far as business credit cards, business loans, business lines of credit. See where I'm getting at? All right, and then the last step, once everything is good to go on the personal side, we're going to talk about the sequences and strategy. A lot of people apply blindly for some reason, so you have to make sure that you have, the right pieces in play. Okay, so apply in the right order with banks that fit your profile, okay? Build that real banking relationship with deposits, usage, and heavy, healthy balances. That's what banks are going to reward. So if you have, you're going for US Bank this day, you're going for Chase that day, and then you're going to Wells Fargo this day or a credit union or something like that. Try to make sure that you're spreading things out and you're going to look good on paper and also on your report. And that's what's going to give you the actual, respectful approvals that you're looking for. All right, so now let's go ahead and kind of give you an overview and a wrap up of everything because I know I gave you a lot of information. Again, remember, Kikoff, AVA, and authorized user trade lines and other credit builders alone can definitely help you start, but they are not going to unlock $150,000 to $300,000 in capital on their own. You need primary trade lines with real limits and balanced, believed profiles. That is what's going to get you to the top, okay? So stop just having these main things. Stop giving them just all your money. If you have them on your profile already, it's cool. Keep it on there. I'm not saying remove it, but try to add things on top of this so they're not in the main driving seat, okay? That's all I'm telling you right now. If you do this, you're not going to have any issues, and make sure that you have comparable credit. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, man, I only have these on my report. I don't know where else to start. I'm just trying to get everything going so I can get my business going, get the capital that I need. Then don't worry, I got you. Because if you're even having issues with comparable credit, just having limited things on your report or even negatives on your credit report, what I want you to do business on is click the link below and sign up for a capital consultation with me. Because what we're doing for everybody at Everhard Capital, we are helping every single business owner trying to access over $50,000 to $300,000 in capital alone. And I promise you, you're not alone. Just because your report is thin does not mean it has to be that way. I'm going to help you create an action plan, help you with my business internal banking connections to get you the comparable credit so we can go ahead and get you, again, $300,000 in capital to start out. Because think how far you can go just with that capital alone. So what I want you to do is click the link below. Again, sign up for the capital consultation, and I'll definitely help you on that call so we can help you succeed. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I really hope that this helps one of you guys, and I just really hope that, it kind of shifts your mindset to be like, you know what? If I really implement this strategy, I know that I'll be able to get that $50,000 to $150,000 or even $300,000 in funding with no problem. Again, I want to thank you guys for stopping by, and until next time, ladies and gents.